Alright, let's see what Andrew's got going on in the shop today. See what he's up to. He's got something going on right here. Okay. So you have your lures set out today.
Well, hello there, viewers. I have my top collection that is always in my tackle box. This tackle box surprisingly holds all of this in an organized fashion, because if you're fishing, the first thing you want to know is where your stuff is and know what you have in your box, so you are organized. And every now and then you want to take stuff out and check what you got and make sure you got the right amount of hooks and each size hook and different size of connectors, which these I will tell you about later in the video, but they are my favorite item for fishing. Now, to start off, I've got these Super Salt Flake albinos. They're called flukes. Now these are great for ponds. They shine in the top of the water with that purple, pinkish glisten and the white on bottom, so the fish are like, wow. And then I got the Storm, little bitty plastic lure, all rubber.
Looks like a little bass, don't it?
Oh yes, it does. You can buy these from your local store that sells gear, and they used to be my favorite when I was a kid. We'll go on. I got the lizards. You know, Strike King makes them, or FLW Tour makes them. You know, just a regular old lizard.
I like it.
Power Bait by Berkley, a 7-power worm.
Now, what's your setup on that? Where would you use that at?
Honestly, I just put a hook in it and about 2 small split shots on the end and cast it out in a river.
River.
Yes. And now, my favorite type of rubber worm to use of all is the black
The black jig worm?
and white regular worms. You can find them and buy them just about everywhere that sells fish tackle. They're very great, and most of the time, you will catch a fish with those. Now,
I'll be sure to add those in my tackle box.
we're going to go through a quick run of equipment.
What is
Now,
this? What you got going on here?
if you're having struggles trying to get the hook out of the fish's mouth, these are a great way to needle nose pliers.
And who's
You
it made
can
by?
use that.
Made by-
Laser.
Made by Laser.
Yes. It's got this right there, if you can see that. That is helpful to cut your line. Or a good old lighter. Just gotta make sure you don't cut and burn the knot you just tied. Now, if you don't want to use those, you have a different idea, regular old pliers will work. Needle nose is a lot more helpful. And it's always a good idea to have a knife on hand. This is just a simple old mustard knife. As you can see, the name is mustard. It's great to have a fishing knife on you.
What about these hooks right here? I see you got a bunch of different hooks like that.
Oh, I've got trout hooks, brim hooks, and these, you know, some people will call them brim hooks or crappie hooks, but these are actually not that bad to tie on your line and put a little hot dog and catch catfish. It's always a good thing to have, you know. The bigger the hook, most likely the bigger the fish.
The bigger the hook, the bigger the fish. You heard it. Now, what about I see you got a big old box of little weights going on right here.
Yes, that is my great-grandfather's set of leads. I moved them to my box because, you know, sometimes you want one this size. Maybe you want one real tiny.
Put it in light so we can see. I can't really see that on the.
It's a real small split shot. And then every now and then, you know, if you need a lot more weight, just put on one of those. Now, this over here, I got a story to tell you about this. Now, I was at our local pond in Dora, Alabama. And it's always a good idea to keep up with your gear and keep it organized and never leave it behind. And I found this just lying on the ground by the water. It's practically new. It's just a jitterbug. It's a good old lure.
What kind of action does that have?
Just a simple
Oh, top water
maneuver
jig.
right here, and it'll go through the water. Then you got the big lures, or the larger kind. Now they do get bigger than this, trust me folks. They do sell lures that you use to troll and catch sharks. Imagine this big added to it. So, this just has a nice lip on it to help it maneuver across the water. This is a classic spoon.
I like the color on there.
Yes, that is a beautiful silver and light green color.
Now do those spoons, do they those actions on them? That's like a injured fish, right?
Oh yeah, it'll do a swirl and like it's a fish trying to go through the water at an angle where he's hurt and showing that he's hurt. Now, all kids really love these because it looks like a real fish. Looks just like a real fish right here.
Man,
Looks beautiful.
if I was a fish, I'd go for that one.
Yeah. I bought some gear in Florida. Apparently in different states, different types of fishing, they sell different type of gear. It's a great thing. All these little pieces through here are real good to
Yeah,
catch
explain
bass.
the pre-organized little tackle box you got going on inside here.
Oh, you can buy these for kits at your local store, and they have all kinds of jigs in them like that.
Is that like a crappie jig?
It's really good for bass. I prefer to catch bass with them, you know. And then I'm gonna show you briefly.
What about
The
these right here?
bobbers.
What about these right here? These Tsunami Pro. Where'd you get these right here?
Oh, I
like
bought
these.
those in Florida also. They're basic design. They were only like $3, maybe $4. And for lures, that's pretty cheap. They don't really have a basic design, just an orange head and yellow head, and then back to an orange head. But, you know, sometimes you just got to get new equipment you've never had before and give it a good try.
Now, what about this these stuff you got laying out here? What is this? A little pink squid or something?
It's almost like a jellyfish. Go through the water. The fish will notice that and be like, whoa, what is that? And what helps it move is that on the inside it's hollow. So you can take it and go, no effect. Now, these bobbers right here.
Uh-oh, let's get to the bobbers.
Oh, for some people, during different parts of the day, you want to have different colors, which is very understandable. You got your green, you got your yellow. It depends on the color of the water and the reflection the sun gives it, so it makes it harder to see. Well, if you're out at night fishing, you want to have a lit up bobber. These require simple batteries, and you can go and pick them up at your good retail stores.
Might have to pick one of those and add that to my tackle box.
Yeah. Now, some people, if you got small weighted bait on and you don't want it to go away, of course you want a bobber. Right here is a very small bobber. Now, if you have a large amount of bait on the end of your hook, you want a bigger bobber. There's a very clear statement in the size. Now, say you're out and you got a few poles in the water or along the river bank or in your boat, and it's hard to keep up with all of them. Well, what you want is a bell. You hang it on the end of your rod, fish on the hook.
Uh-oh.
That really helps you.
That's a good investment right there, Andrew. See, you got two of them there, huh?
Oh, yes. Now, small split shot is usually my favorite. Several fishing professionals prefer it. That is awesome. And now, back to my favorite item to use for fishing are these connectors. They come in all sizes. This is a very tiny one. This is about a medium-sized one, and this is a large one. Now, the way this works is you tie this bit right here to your
Let's
line.
come to the light so the viewers can see.
Tie that bit to your line right there, and then your bait, you can slide your hook on through that, and it works out, and then it'll stay on there, and then when you're done, you fold it in that metal, and it grooves in like that.
Pretty quick.
Wow.
Change lures out really easy with those.
Oh, indeed.
I see you got a couple of little loose lures out of the bag here. I this one's got some wear and tear on it, huh? You been using it? You caught any fish off this thing?
One time I caught a good 13-pound catfish off that on the river. Now, of course, you can catch much bigger and much smaller, but that blue, he put up a fight. Tore up my bobber, my lure, everything. Now, to those of you viewers, if you have any questions about anything we can do a video on for you, don't be afraid to leave a comment, like the videos, and subscribe. Thank you.